Well, joining us now, Lisa, if you want to go ahead and read that since the camera's on you.
Well, I will just tell you that this is Jason Treu, and he has written this book called Social Wealth. It has so many great tips, and today specifically, though, we're going to talk about some ways to make this holiday time a little smoother, a little nicer with your family so that it doesn't get out of hand.
Too intense. And of course people come, this is like the one time of the year where people are really coming together, sitting over food and drinks. Those conversations start flowing, right? And you're saying there's a right way to do it, right? A right way and a wrong way.
Yes.
Okay, so give us some tips.
I think the first thing is lead with positivity. I think if you start leading with positive questions, asking them what great things are happening this week. Tell me about your amazing year. You can get people in a positive mindset and get them out a lot of the negativity that's going on.
So don't ask Uncle John, so have you found a job yet?
Yes, I don't think that's what you want to bring up.
Okay.
And I think secondly, if you're having conflicts with people or family members, try to deal with them ahead of time and not in the room.
And how do you that's always the tough part. How do you speak to someone or approach someone that you're having these issues with? You want to maybe take care of it before the family gets together. Is there a right way to do that?
Yeah, I like either writing a letter or writing an email and telling them how important you are in their life. You know, telling them how you're grateful for having them, saying some positive things about them, and then leading and saying, I want to create a better relationship with you and sit down and talk to you about that.
Which is really hard to do when they annoy you.
Right.
When just everything they do annoys you, right? I mean, you have family members like that.
Yes, it is. But it makes it a lot easier because the conflict goes away. So I think about it, I'd rather deal with it in a positive way than have to deal with Uncle Charlie, who's really not going to have a good time if I'm not having a good time.
Right.
So.
And do you think at some point in time you just kind of got to let it go, for lack of a better phrase, because you're not going to be able to change everyone?
You can't. Some relationships you just have to be at neutral with them, and I think you just have to leave it right there.
I like the other tip, too, about maybe just play games or something that keeps everybody engaged without having to really engage in conversation.
It's so great, because then people stop focusing on other people, and they actually have to work together because they want to win the game, and people are competitive by nature. So that's a great way to collaborate with other people that many times never get along, and I see this happening all the time. So I enjoy taking out a board game or playing some other game. Pictionary, charades, anything.
And of course, what about conversations you should try and avoid at these family houses? You know, are there certain topics that you just shouldn't even go there?
Politics, relationships, work, religion, anything controversial. Stay away. Go on topics that are fun, light, and everyone's going to enjoy.
So don't talk about the Cowboys?
Well, I don't know about that. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm going to bring that up all the time.
I love it. Well, these are great tips. I'm so excited to really delve into this book. Can you tell us a little more about it?
Yes. So the premise behind the book was I didn't have a great relationship with my dad, and literally the day before he died, we had the most important conversation I had in my life. He told me, invest in your relationships because that's all you're going to have when you end up on your deathbed. And for me, that was something that was really a critical message for me moving forward in my life. And I realized that connection is why we're here. We want to belong, we don't want to fit in. And everything we do in life and accomplish is with or through other people. So our true wealth and happiness is in our relationships. But the number one challenge is the determination we have for creating great relationships is pretty simple. It's our selection. And we don't learn, you know, we're not born with social communication and emotional skills. They're all learned behaviors. So if we don't learn the right processes and things to go about it, we're going to really struggle in our relationships. And I see so many people having problems in their personal and professional life because of their relationships that are causing all this angst and challenges.
Isn't it interesting how people, you know, we grow into adults and there's so many of us who just haven't learned how to communicate.
Yes.
Just interpersonal communication, you know, and I wonder if there is a way to learn that as you get older, or are you already so set in your ways that you just communicate the way you do it and you don't know how to change it?
Anyone can change at any time. I've seen people who are 60 years old change. I mean, it's about getting out there and actually, one, is talking to people and meeting more people, actually having the conversations, because you learn to communicate better when you have more conversations. And you have to change your psychology, too, about what you want to get out of conversations, how you think about people, and how you think about the relationship building process. And then you can really make some significant changes really quickly.
And that their perception is reality. So you have to remember how they're perceiving you, right?
Yes. And if you lead with generosity with a lot of people, it really opens a lot of doors, because most people are taking all the time, and when you actually start giving with people, you just create some amazing things. When you start being authentic and vulnerable as well and leading it, you start opening up other people, and the relationship process gets a lot quicker.
Wow,
Authentic
great
and vulnerable
tips. I love
Yes,
it.
I love it.
So no one's fighting on Thanksgiving, right? You can find Jason's books on Amazon or wherever you buy your books. This is a good one. You want to make sure you get it. All right, when it comes to doing the perfect holiday meal, sometimes the meal itself isn't important, but the leftovers are. We've got some great ideas for you to keep in your back pocket for after the holidays. Stay tuned.